Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine,
And I'm still James.
and we got a review. I wanted to get this up a little earlier, but sorry, we got it in when we could. Rambo Last Blood, only if he promised, and I don't think so. But before we jump into our review, I got an intro. All right, we back. Okay, Rambo Last Blood is the last installment in the Rambo franchise. This is number 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the 5th movie in the Rambo franchise. Sylvester Stallone is about 78, I think. He up there, man. I think he was born in 43. So you do the math. You do the math on that. I don't even want to. it's like, you know what? Let's just stop counting. It's like, let's just stop counting. You get old.
If you pay too much attention to the age, every time you see one of these, you're gonna have to call up some elder abuse, man.
I know, but you know what? What I'm gonna give him, man. He's still it's a real imposing ass dude. He just a goon in this movie.
Yeah,
Just
you're
like
right.
when he walked up to somebody and you know do his deep ass voice with them big ass claw hands, like shit. I feel it. I feel this dude is a real threat, even though he's 70 something.
Like it don't matter how big and bad the dude is. The second he raised them mitts, dude.
Yeah, no, no big catcher mitts. He just put around your neck. No, man, get your big crazy ass away from me. So, okay, Rambo Last Blood. So this movie pick up. Rambo is living on the farm with his niece, and I guess he got a maid. I don't know.
Like
um,
this
you know what? I
movie,
think that might have been no. That might have been her old girl grandmother, maybe. Like,
grandmother, auntie, something.
yeah. So he's like training horses how to trot or something like that, or tricks or whatever. I guess that's the thing. It's probably a lot of money in that, but
Probably.
he got like a horse ranch or something, and he be training the horses how to do little tricks and whatnot or whatever. That's kind of cool. You
Had the
know,
horse there's two stepping.
right. Which is cool. I'm pretty sure you can take them to shows and make some money by selling them or whatnot. So
Yeah.
okay, he got a nice little successful little farm business or whatever, and he's got a niece. I think that's his niece. They never mentioned if he had a brother or anything, which we're gonna talk about that because I was kind of waiting for an answer on that, and I never for real got an answer. You
Right.
know, um, but I believe what I gather is this was a friend's daughter that the friend abandoned, and he just taking care of her, and she just like think of him as an uncle, but it's not like his real uncle.
Yeah. That's what I figured.
Right. Okay.
So I think they made it seem like he knew her mom or something.
Right. And he was raising her because she got abandoned by her father. I
Yeah.
believe that's the whole story. So she's about to go away to college, and Rambo, he's sad, but he's like, these he love her, and Rambo loves hard. So okay, the beginning of the movie, make no mistake, it's simple. It is Taken. It is a ripoff of Taken.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the movie, it turns into something else.
Like,
Whether
'cause
you
we
like
started
either
off as
one,
taking with a hard R, right? So
well, yeah, Taken was rated R. Taken was like real fast action or whatever. This was a little more slower action, but it was way more gorier. Like Taken, what was his name? Brian something. I can't remember.
like Brian Mills or something.
Yeah, Brian Mills. He do a headshot, it's over, it's done. No, Rambo like to work with his hands. And
He likes to take his time too.
yeah. You know what I do like about this movie though? They was being real, they was kind of being honest, where she was like, you changed. She's no, I didn't change. I'm still a psycho. I just keep a lid on it.
Yeah, and also they don't just have him give that line; they show it too.
Yeah. So he's suffering from PTSD, and they make that real clear. Those flashbacks kind of bother me though, because those flashbacks is like footage. It looked like stock footage. I was like,
Yeah.
that wouldn't be how he would be remembering it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look
Because some
right.
of that stuff, was like clearly like from some TV broadcast, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, okay, yeah, they kind of messing up with that because I guess they didn't want to go out and film some little scenes that could have been his memory. But I'm looking like, why would he be thinking of stock footage from old TV shows? He was there. You know what I'm saying?
So because none of those flashbacks were personal at all.
Right, exactly. It was like he's watching it somewhere and was remembering what he was watching, not that he was actually experiencing it. So I didn't like how they did that. That was probably like because they didn't have the money or the budget. It was clear the budget wasn't high because the location was just two locations. So his niece wanted to reconnect with her father. Of course, against Rambo thought this was a bad idea, and she ended up going to Mexico because she heard her father's in Mexico, and the movie kind of picks up from there. We already know everybody knew this was a bad idea. You know, I'm going to go to Mexico by myself with nothing and not even tell anybody I'm going and just go. It's like, no, that's not going to end well for you. And it didn't end well for her.
If she had said, I'm going to go to Mississippi and find my dad and not going to tell anyone, it still wouldn't have been okay.
Right.
Go to Mexico.
You just crossed the border by yourself with nothing.
Look, a dude everyone done told you is bad. He ain't no good for you.
Yeah.
A friend that everyone you know says is bad, and you ain't seen in years.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that friend. Sketchy. Like, okay.
All the way.
I know, and that's the thing, man. This is the thing some people was probably having a problem with. They made Mexicans look so bad. Like they was kind of insulting, and because as soon as you go to Mexico, all it is like gangbangers, and you know what I'm saying, and everybody was just like this so skeezy and shit, and her friend immediately was on some old. Hey, are you a virgin? Like, what the fuck?
Hey, look, because like you can see her scoping her out. Like, okay, I think I can get.
I know it was so obvious, and the clothes she had on, she was dressed like a fucking what's the word I'm looking for? One of them gangbangers. She had on the flannel and Dickies. She was dressed like it's just like a thug. I'm like, what are they doing? It was like she had every stereotype. Like immediately she had all this stereotypical shit on.
And from the jump, like she went from being like, "What's up, girl?" to "Why are you looking at my shit?"
Yeah, I know.
Like she got super aggro super quick.
That's that writing, man. So okay. From there, things get bad. But like I said, when they showed every Mexican was a fucking evil, evil fucking person, and I'm looking like, okay, they are trying to give us a reason to be cool with Rambo ripping these people apart. Yeah. I know that's what they're doing.
Pretty much, but like it's a weird time to have that message. I'm just gonna say that.
And I'm like, okay, these people are cartoonishly evil. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just like, okay, y'all make Mexico look so bad. If anybody see this movie, they'll be so scared to ever go to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? So, go ahead.
like getting on to like the villains in this movie. It's like, y'all are too evil to be in business of evil.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and they was messing up their own business. Like, I'm a cut this girl. Like, okay, don't you make money off her? Why would you cut her in the face? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you messing up your own business doing that.
Yeah, it's like, so now you just being petty. is what you're saying.
Right. So, so Rambo go to get the girl back, and from there on, insanity ensues. Now, like I said, the first half of the movie is taken, where basically they took his daughter. He's got a certain set of skills, and he's going to use them against all these bad guys to get his daughter back. And then, second half of the movie, it turns into Home Alone / Saw. Because the best way I can explain it is because it's kind of like when it's like, okay, he got these, I guess that wouldn't be a spoiler. For some reason, he got tunnels built underneath his farm. Don't know why. I guess he just needed something to do with his time that he was on the farm or whatever. And they made sure you knew about those tunnels at the beginning of the movie for no reason. Like, hey, yeah, why don't you go show your friends the tunnels? Why the fuck would they want to see that?
Like,
oh, you're showing us. That's what it is.
Right. So that'd be the same as if like somebody's like, "Hey, since you're having some friends over, why don't you show them my dungeon real quick?"
Yeah,
I'm sure they love that.
Yeah, show them where I lead people down when I kill them. Like,
you can show them the forge where I make knives to stab people with, and my workbench where I make bullets to shoot people with. They'll love that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see the point of having them, but I mean, it's a cool death trap. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. I bet you those survivalist nuts, they love this shit. Like,
oh hell yeah,
this was a love letter to those guys.
Look, they probably got mad ideas off of this.
Oh yeah, and so I mean, we know where the movie was leading to. And I'm thinking like, okay, we know we need bad guys to kill, and we know they got to run into the traps and shit. But when you see all your friends get mangled, why would you keep going?
It's one of those things, and it's something that's started bothering me about a lot of action flicks. When you're in like an uncontrolled environment, like a full tactical loadout, but it's an uncontrolled environment, folks start getting dropped every which way, and no one ever thinks of retreat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then he's like, yeah, keep moving. Matter of fact, when they first got there, it was like a big explosion. Like, it was like, dude, I'm like, okay. And they was like, okay, let's go on foot. No, let's turn around.
Hey, look, one of your trucks just got blown up with a bunch of men in it. Y'all gonna keep going?
I mean, obviously, common sense tell you walking into a trap, but no, you just keep going. So, I mean,
matter of fact, first he came in your house and killed a bunch of your people, and then he invited you back to his.
Yeah.
If he can kill you,
I guess they thought they had the numbers. Hey, they had the numbers, which is kind of funny. They just look like a bunch of dirty, skeezy drug dealers, and the next thing you know, they got this big tactical SWAT team with these. You know what I'm saying? Looked like they was well trained, but maybe they was. Maybe they was connected with the, they seemed like they was connected with the government or something. I don't know. But
like, I'm just saying, man, like if somebody can wreck you in your house.
I know. So, I mean, it was fun, but it got excessive because I was like, okay, it's too many. When he was laying these traps, I was like, dude, how you not going to run into one of these traps? It's too many traps.
It's like, if you walk down this hallway, you'll trip a trap, but you gotta walk back through the hallway to set that other one up.
No, like, it was so many traps that I was like, how do you get through these traps without, how do you get through this maze without setting these traps off yourself? Because you had so many of them. But I mean, he had his maybe he had the other side set up that he wouldn't. He can walk freely, through the other side or something.
I guess. Sure. Why not?
I mean, it was kind of fun seeing it, but it got obsessive when I was like, oh my God, okay. But it was like a bunch of faceless villains for him to kill. in which they kind of did in the. That's why I say it's kind of like the last movie, the last Rambo, because that's kind of what they did. They made these people so unlikable that you couldn't wait for Rambo to take them to dispatch them. And when when he did, it was kind of fun. It was
so don't worry about who these people are. Just focus on the kill cam. That's all we want.
Well, worry about who they are because they want you to hate them so bad that you are rooting for Rambo to rip their throats out. And speaking of that, I think I'm getting soft in my old age because I was so grossed out one of the ways he
really?
tortured the guy that I had to look away, and I was kind of like bothered by it for like a few minutes. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
When he had to get some information from somebody, he had to torture him a certain way. Oh my God!
Like, because I'm gonna be honest, like
Did
I'm
he
watching.
Even ask a question? I was like, I would have told you. You didn't have to do that.
So that's where I'm on. That's where I'm on. Like he's torturing the guy, and when y'all see the movie, the method he's torturing him with, you would talk. You would talk immediately.
I was kind of surprised. Like, wait a minute, can you talk after you do that to somebody?
Whole time he's doing that, he's like, and you're gonna tell me what I want to know, right?
Like,
right?
I'll tell you my social security number, my birthday. I'll tell you anything.
Like the only thing he's doing through this scene is letting him know he's going to ask a question. He wants a good answer while holding one of those big ass.
I take it back. I take it back. He did ask, and he gave the wrong answer. he showed him the picture, and he asked for one time. He gave him the wrong answer. Boy, I bet you, he'll never do that if he alive. I doubt it. If he's alive, he'll never do that again.
The whole time he's torturing him, he got that hand over his mouth. It's like, you're going to tell me now. You're going to tell me now. You're going to tell me.
Yeah, man. It was brutal, bro. So, like I said, I mean, it was like Home Alone when he was like, "You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more." And I'm like, dude, I know they needed to, for the movie, but if you want us to feel like these people are not crazy, when they should have stopped pursuing when they realized it was booby traps everywhere. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That make it more realistic. It's like, okay, let's run right into this shit. They ran into a meat grinder. Like, they basically just ran into a meat grinder.
They ran into a meat grinder, and they saw what had come out the other end first.
Yeah, I know. And, well, I guess it's my turn. Like, no, I'm not going in there. I'll wait the old man out. He eventually got to come out sooner or later. I'm not going in there, though.
Like, y'all got him surrounded. You know where you're at. All you got to do is wait.
Yeah.
Nah, we're going to run into
the house down, whatever, but I ain't going in there. Guarantee you. I'm not going nowhere near that motherfucker.
Pop some tear gas down in them tunnels, seal up.
Yeah, they follow them down into a tunnel. In 2 tunnels. Like, no, that's big mistake.
Look, matter of fact, if you're going to kill somebody and you find out they have dug a network of tunnels underneath their property that they can get in and out of all over this property in no time at all, what makes you think you can handle them down there?
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's how the premise of the movie is they just evil Mexicans. They don't think, they just kill.
Pretty much, man.
I mean, they gave them no personality. Like, they had nothing to work with these villains. They were faceless, evil villains for the sake of being evil.
Like, because what was old boy's name? One of the what's his name? Paz Vega.
Is that the main guy?
The main bad guy.
Yeah,
one of them. Like, he's a good actor, but it's like, I feel like the director said, okay, as much sleaze as possible.
I know. It don't matter if they was good actors. They only let them be bad people. Yeah. I tell you what, they had one saving grace, and with the Mexican reporter, the lady he met.
Yeah.
That's the only saving grace, the only decent person in the whole country. Yeah,
Hey, look,
they went overboard with making Mexico just look bad, man. I didn't like that.
I'm gonna tell you how overboard they went in making every Mexican you see in this movie completely unlikable. When old girl first meets her dad in Mexico, at first he's like, "Oh my God, you've grown so much."
I know. You look just like your mom.
And then, like, with no hesitation, I never wanted you.
No.
I'm leaving and never return. Like, whoa, God damn.
And I was like, okay, they landed on real thick. But I'm thinking like maybe he was. At first, I was thinking maybe he was protecting her from somebody. You know,
That's
like,
what I thought too.
I'm just gonna be mean, so she'll leave me alone, and then she won't be hurt. No, he was just an asshole, just to be an asshole.
But then when Rambo come and he's like, nah, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, I know. Like, you'll think he's like, oh yeah, I told her to leave so I can protect her. No, he's like, nah, I just don't give a fuck. You know? And then when Rambo walked up to him, I got scared, like, oh shit, he finna kill this dude.
like, I'm thinking Rambo's about to kill this dude in front of his whole family.
I know. But yeah, I tell you what, and at least he was honest too. And said he didn't lie and be like, hey, I want you, but this, but that. No, he said, no, I just don't want you. Which is so fucked up. But anyway, man, it was an enjoyable enough flick. I cannot in good conscience give this a dope. Because it was like, I mean, the story is just so simple. It basically was the other Rambo. It was fun though. I had some fun with it. It wasn't horrible,
right,
but it wasn't a good movie. I'm sorry, it wasn't a good movie. But if you like gore, you'll like it, and if you like Sylvester Stallone, you'll like it just to see him back in action. I kind of, I kind of disagree with some other people saying like this character is so far away from what he was. I feel like the movie plot got away, but
he was still Rambo.
Is still right. He's still Rambo. He's a crazy Vietnam vet that when you push him and you fuck up, he will take you out. You know.
Also, I think a lot of people are missing. What makes the characterization, at least in this one, is when you have a guy who's still, like, in his head is on the battlefield, but he's been out of the battlefield for that long.
Right.
That kind of disjointedness that comes with that was actually kind of genuine.
Right. He just need a war. He needs somebody to fight, and when he do, he can do it without conscience. You know what I'm saying? When he turned on, everybody dying. You know what I'm saying? That's why he was
you
like.
You can see throughout this movie when he's trying to just be Uncle John.
Right.
He's awkward as all hell.
Right. And they even mentioned my friends think you just like you stir too much. You know, like I do that. You know, it's like because you fucking nuts.
It's like, but once the killer comes out, he's back in his element. You know?
Yeah. So I thought, I just thought that Sylvester Stallone actually did a good job on being the character, and instead of just there was the writing that kind of went left with the same cliche bad guys and all that. You know what I'm saying? But I thought Sylvester Stallone did a pretty damn good job, man.
Yeah.
So those are the good points, man. I'm gonna give it all right. It's worth seeing, but I was kind of teetering on a dope. But given the movie, given what it is, the plot, I can't go there. But I had some fun with it though, man. So I'm gonna give it all right. What'd you give it?
It's funny. I was watching this movie, and I was thinking like, if I had ever wanted to see Rambo in a movie that was like one part Home Alone, one part Taken, and one part Polar. And then, like, just took the production value way, way down.
Yeah.
This is what you would get. It's a fun ass ride. It really is. Like I will have no problem watching this when it eventually comes on FX. But it's just all right.
Yeah.
and in a lot of ways, just barely that.
Right.
So,
but see, I think they could have done a lot better, given that Sylvester Stallone, what he put into it, the character. If they would have, wrote something a lot better, I think it would have been great. This would have been a great send off for Rambo if they would have wrote something in there. You know what I'm saying? They would have gave him a good story instead of giving him this cliche, kind of story. And I'm not gonna tell you how he did that final kill, but he had a cartoonish. When he finally took out the last bad guy, it was the most cartoonish thing I've seen in a movie that took itself serious at first. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like you okay. It's like you just built me a Ferrari, and then when you gave it to me, it had a big ass scratch on the side of that motherfucker. But I wouldn't say a Ferrari, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was something that was passable, and you just fucked it up with a huge scratch.
Look, suffice it to say, I'm watching that scene, and it's like, can somebody just shout, "Finish him!" real quick before he does it? I see what he's about to do. I'm gonna need that. It's just.
See, I knew he was gonna do it, but I didn't know that they was gonna make it look like that.
Yeah.
It looked like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It was man. Yeah. So anyway, that is our review for Rambo Last Blood. It's worth one watch. It's worth seeing. It's a fun ride, especially a lot of middle-aged guys. They're gonna like it. They're gonna have fun watching Sylvester Stallone beat the crap out of people. But it's just that though. It's not a great movie. It's just some fun kills. So that is our review.
With a nice Temple of Doom callback.
Yeah. Right. All right, man. We're gonna wrap up. We probably gonna get some stuff in tomorrow. I'll give you a call and we'll work it out. So, all right, man. That is the review for Rambo Last Blood. Thanks for checking out the video. And please subscribe to the channel.
And comment below. We want to know what y'all thought. Always, we love getting comments from y'all. You always tend to have decent questions when you have them. So,
yeah, I'd like to know what people think about that final kill. Like, I just want to see.
Yeah,
I just want to see what some other people.
It can't just be us, right?
Huh?
It can't just be us that had that reaction.
Trust me, it's not. All right, we out of here. All right. Peace.
Peace, y'all.